it was transferred and now it's being returned.
Yes, it was.
That's the politically correct term.
It is
Mr.
the
Chair.
technically correct term, Mr. President.
Okay, para lang maliwanag po, may pangatlo pa pong alokasyon na hindi ko pa nakikita. Ay yung earmarking po ng sin tax law na nasa NEP ng 2025 ay wala po sa GAA 2025. I understand there is no subsidy for PhilHealth this year. Ito po yung issue na sinabi din ni Senator Ontiveros. I think she will ask that as well. So, naghahanap po kami ng tatlong 60B. Yung sa NEP 2026, ayon kay Senator Pia, siya na magtatanong kulang. Yung hiniram pero sinole na sa GAB, nandiyan na po. Sana wag mawala hanggang BICAM. Pero yung NEP ng 2025 po, na alokasyon ng PhilHealth ayon sa batas, ay wala po sa GAA 2025. I believe it is our duty to give to PhilHealth, because the earmarked allocation from sin tax law did not appear in the GAA 2025. I'm just stating that I am not the chairman of the committee, but that is what the principal author of the Universal Healthcare Law and the Healthcare Advocate Center, Risa and Senator Pia, have told me, which I joined them in that advocacy. I just like to put on record, we are grateful that the HGAB carried the 60D and it's been returned from the 2024 taken out item, if you don't like to use borrowed amount. But the earmarked sin tax allocation in 2025 is missing. Again, I would be happy to be corrected if I am inaccurate.
Well, Senator Lauren is absolutely correct that because Congress took out, I'm just checking the amount, about 74 billion pesos in 2015, no? 2025. So, in other words, that 2025 allocation for PhilHealth is supposed to be remittances from sin tax.
Siguro po,
Mr. President. And that is...
nawala po yun.
Nawala yun. Tama ho kayo. Tama ho kayo.
Don't we owe it to the people, Mr. Chair, that we cut more in infrastructure that are not compliant with TRIP or coordinates, as you would say it, etc., and put back what was missing in GAA 2025. Para po naibalik na natin ng gobyerno lahat ng nawala sa PhilHealth.
Yan po ay pag-uusapan natin. Admittedly, the amounts are quite substantial, no? 70 billion pesos. Pero I get the point of Her Honor, Senator Lauren, and definitely po na dapat lang ho natin ibigay sa PhilHealth yung dapat ibigay, no? Ayon sa batas.
Kung
at ayon sa
nagkamali
batas,
po,
yung sin tax, meron ho silang share doon.
Yes. Kung nagkamali po at nawala sa GAA 2025, kayo po ang natalagang chair ngayon. At kayo po'y sumasang-ayon sa akin na karapat-dapat lang ayon sa batas ay nandun siya sa taong ito. Tingin ko po ating katungkulan na ilagay po doon. At kung hindi, tingin ko, hindi ako nagdidikta, ilagay sa NEP 2027 na kasama pa rin yung earmark allocation dodoble dahil nawala noong 2025.
Pag-aralan ho natin, thank you for the suggestion and thank you for pointing that out, Senator Lauren. It's a very good point, important, and pag tinignan ho natin yung malalaking increases sa Senate version, unang-una sa edukasyon, pangalawa sa health, no? Dahil binibigyan natin ng napakalaking pahalaga po ang kalusugan ng ating mga kababayan. At especially after the pandemic, marami ho tayong mga kababayan talagang gustong makita na ma-improve po yung ating healthcare system. So pag-aaralan ho natin mabuti ho yan. Decision na ho to ng Kongreso at Senado. In fact, dahil Kongreso at Senado po ang nagtanggal ng pondo na yan in 2025.
Hindi po ako pumirma ng BICAM kasi hindi po ako sang-ayon doon.
Kaya po, pag-aaralan ho natin mabuti yan.
Thank you for the openness of the chair. Thank you for agreeing with your colleagues. We just want to be compliant with the law, and we mean well, but we are also understanding of the limited fiscal space. That's why we presented options to the body. Last na po. Warningan ako, 3 oras na po. Last na po. Binanggit po ninyo na uutang tayo para sa mga sweldo. Ay, magtatanong si... I'm sorry. Yeah.
Mr. President, Senator Diveros is asking the floor for a short manifestation.
Senator Diveros, you're recognized.
Salamat, Mr. President, at sa gentle lady from Panay at sa ating chair. Nagpapasalamat po ako sa pagtulak ni Senator Lawrence sa issue nito at sa pagbibigay daan din ng chairman. Gaya ng sinabi nilang dalawa, we are talking of at least 3 important items here na may kinalaman sa PhilHealth. At nagpapasalamat ako sa kanilang dalawa, Mr. Chairman, yung nilinaw na mayroong earmark proceeds from sin taxes na dapat na ibigay sa PhilHealth itong kasalukuyang taong 2025. Mayroon pong item na pinopropose para sa appropriation ng Kongreso mula sa executive para sa PhilHealth ngayong susunod na taong 2026, at may pangatlong item na itinanggal noong 2024 sa kasalukuyang 2025 budget. Kung bakit katulad ni Senator Loren, ako hindi po pumirma sa BICAM version nung nakaraang taon para sa kasalukuyang taon, at kalaunan kami po ni dating Minority Leader Senator Coco Pimentel ay bumoto ng no sa kasalukuyang budget. Bukod pa dun sa napag-usapan namin earlier ni Mr. Chair tungkol sa unprogrammed appropriations. Pero yung usapin po ng termino ay napaka-importante. Hindi po ito nomenclature lang at hindi po sasapat ang pagiging technical lamang. We have to call a spade para matuto tayo sa ating mga pagkakamali o pagkukulang at hindi tayo uulit, at ma-institutionalize din po natin ang best practices. At sabi din po kasi ng mga lola natin, cuentas claras. So ano man ang itawag ng DBCC o DOF ngayon na sasabihin nila, hindi po ito surplus funds. I remember nung simula ng debating iyan, tinawag nila itong excess funds. Kung kinuha man nila ito o hindi sa surplus talaga ng PhilHealth. Pero naalala ko, hindi lang yung tayo, karamihan natin mga miyembro ng PhilHealth, pero PhilHealth mismo ay hindi magaan sa loob nila. May sama ng loob sa loob ng PhilHealth. Kinuha po yung 60 billion pesos na iyan. At ang anumang bagay na kinuha na sa tingin ng marami ay hindi dapat kinuha, ay dapat itala natin bilang utang. Kaya po may mga health reform advocates na nagkaso laban sa atin sa gobyerno, sa Supreme Court, at iniintay pa natin ang ruling doon. At palagay ko, at gusto kong maniwala, kaya iniutos pa nga ni Presidente na isauli ang 60 billion pesos mula sa national government pabalik sa PhilHealth. So, anong tawag ko sa isang bagay na iniintay nating iutos ng Korte Suprema at una nang iniutos ng Presidente na ibalik? Ang tawag ko po dyan, Mr. President, ay utang. And sana mauna na ang national government magsauli niyang utang bago pa iutos yan, harinawa ng Korte Suprema. So, I will be merely manifesting briefly about this issue this afternoon, pero itatanong ko ng mas detalyado pag-consider natin ng DOH budget, Mr. Chair. At itatanong ko rin sa panahong iyan, sa DBCC o sa DOF, saan po ginamit yung 60 billion pesos na kinuha noon sa PhilHealth at ngayon, sa tingin ko lamang po, at ayon na rin sa utos ni Presidente at sana sa magiging ruling ng Korte Suprema, ay utang na dapat ibalik sa PhilHealth. So maraming salamat po, Mr. Chair, Senator Loren at Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Risa.
And likewise, Mr. President, before Senator Loren resumes, just for the record, the total sin tax collections for 2024 is 295.65 billion. So, if we're to follow the law, earmark is 80% of the 50% collection sin tax and sweetened beverage for PhilHealth and universal healthcare. Just for the record, Mr. President.
All right, you may continue, Senator Loren.
Thank you, Mr. President. Having said that, may we request the DBCC to submit, please, the utilization of the 60B that was borrowed but returned. Yes, or maybe it was not used because it's being returned. If it was used, may we know the utilization?
Actually, I have it now, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. President.
27 billion went to public health emergency benefits and allowances for healthcare and non-healthcare workers during COVID-19 pandemic. 10 billion for medical assistance to indigent and financially incapacitated patients, also known as MAIP. 4.1 billion for procurement of various medical equipment for DOH hospitals, LGU hospitals, and primary care facilities. 3.3 billion for construction of 3 DOH health facilities. 1.6 billion for health facilities enhancement program, and 13 billion for mandatory government counterpart financing for foreign-assisted infrastructure and social development programs that will accelerate the delivery of healthcare services to remote areas and enhance the health and well-being of Filipinos by ensuring food security. So, yun po yung pinuntahan po ng pondo.
Thank you for that and being ready with that, Mr. Chair. Just a heads up to DOH, I'm sure our colleagues will ask them if they, because of their very low absorptive capacity, especially since you mentioned they created or built health infrastructure for needy populations, etc. I hope they were able to do that. And I hope the funds are not with them still with half-constructed health centers and hospitals. So just so that they will be ready to explain to the body the utilization and implementation of such. Huli na po, dahil binanggit nyo na hihiram pa tayo ng 37.5 billion at sabi nyo ito'y maliit naman na amount para gamitin sa operating expense. Simple thinking, di ba ho, pag uutang pa tayo sa household para lang sa operating expense, di babaan na lang natin ating gastos para wag na tayong umutang.
Mr. President,
Okay.
That's why Secretary Recto proposed in his estimate that MOE across different agencies can still be cut by about 160 billion, Mr. President.
160B.
Yes, Mr. President.
Yes. And
So that is that's making expenses more efficient.
may we know whether that is already contained in the Senate committee report?
No, Mr. President, I just this was just conferred to me today, Mr. President.
We're happy to note that the 160B cut in operating expenses, and that, of course, from 6.793 trillion with our cuts in questionable infrastructure projects and a further cut in operating expenses kung saan po tayo makakatipid. Does it mean, Mr. President, that we do not have to use our borrowings or our loans for salaries, utilities, and whatever operating expenses of government.